Hey guys, in this video I'll be telling us about BRICS expansion. So lately, one of the topics that I've come across that will most likely affect the future of the economy globally and the reserve currency is probably about BRICS expansion. And BRICS is an organization that includes a few countries, and what's intriguing is that they're about to add 6 more countries to the 5 countries that are already included. So without further ado, I'll be telling you guys about today's first point, which is BRICS group growing. So BRICS initially start with BRIC because they started with 4 countries, which was Brazil, Russia, India, and China. But in 2010, they included another country, which was South Africa. So now it's BRICS. So the idea of BRICS is to challenge the position of the US and its money system. So BRICS want to change how the world works because they're not happy with how US have so much power, especially in using US dollars. And what I mean about using US dollars is reserve currency. They're unhappy with how this US dollars has given them such a huge advantage because they are the reserve currency of most of the country in the world. Because it's the reserve currency, many people use it for trade, and then it gives US a lot of power when they sanction somebody, for example. And since a lot of people use US as a reserve currency, they won't do trades with that specific country anymore, and that country will suffer. So yeah, that's just a small example. There's many more to how reserve currency affects the economy globally, and that's why BRICS doesn't like it. So they want to change the world order. And now on to my second point, which is big meetings and new members. So like I've said, there are 6 more members that's going to be added into BRICS by 2024. And those 6 more countries are set to be Saudi Arabia, Iran, the UAE, Argentina, Egypt, and Ethiopia. So these 6 countries are going to be a part of BRICS by 2024. I mean, I know this is kind of random, but I do wonder how they're going to organize the name. You know, like BRICS, because they all stand for one country. So I wonder how they're going to organize it afterwards. Anyways, back to the topic. So the world leaders in BRICS, example, Putin, Xi Jinping, Modi, they've all talked about working together to become stronger globally. And this means a lot because you have to understand how hard it is for huge countries with large populations. Okay, you may say populations doesn't matter that much, but it doesn't really matter because if 3 countries working together and these 3 countries are huge, then it's very hard to make one decision that all 3 will stand together for. And you have to understand, BRICS is not just 3 countries, it's 5, about to be 11. So this means a lot because they say they want to be working together, and the geopolitical issue will be big, but they still want to do it. So that's the determination, and that's a good sign for BRICS. And now on to my third point, which was really fast, but yes, now it's my third point, which is oil and money worries. So most of the oil in the world is traded off using US dollars. And almost practically no country can survive without oil, and almost practically all country buys oil. So BRICS doesn't like this. They want to change it. So this issue that BRICS is facing right now is called the petrodollar. Well, it's not an issue for everyone, but it is to BRICS. Some people think that BRICS could make this system not work well anymore to a point where it would affect US in a large scale in terms of its US dollars. And those people say that because by next year, the countries that are going to join BRICS is going to be Saudi Arabia, Iran, those countries that supply a large amount of oil. And if they're joining hands into a unity, then it's a highly likely thing that they will start trading off using either rupees or renminbi, in other words, Chinese yuan. If they use those kind of currencies with large scaling production oil countries, then other countries will also be affected, and eventually this could cause an effect for switching the reserve currencies off to not just one currency, perhaps even a few currencies, but US will no longer be on top. This is what they're talking about and imagining when they say that it could make US dollars not as powerful as it was before. And now on to my fourth point, which is different ideas and problems. So some people, they're like wavering between the thought of, I don't think BRIC can be such an effect to US, I just don't think they can make it. And some things that, yeah, I think they will make it, but then the effect will be slow, you know what I mean? Because like some gadgets like iPhone, they took a while to become popular. The time when BlueBerry underestimated them, example. Yeah, so they have different ideas and opinions. Well, BRICS also have their own challenges, which is that every single country that joined BRIC has their own goals and arguments, which make decision making for the whole group very hard. Like I've said just now, the geopolitical issue is super high, and it's so hard to get them to like agree with one decision. Actually, I'm pretty sure every single one decision they've made together has taken over months and weeks to just like, well, yeah, sure, fine. They're probably like not even all agreeing to it. Like, let's take a majority voting, and then just like 3 of them raise up their hands. I agree, something like that. But then the geopolitical issue would be large, and there are stronger countries and weaker countries inside. So yeah, it's gonna be very complicated for them to just make one decision. Therefore, that is their challenge. So that's where many people are thinking maybe BRICS won't succeed, Maybe they won't succeed because at some point they won't be able to communicate and make a decision properly together, and therefore that's where their progress ends. So yeah. And on to my fifth point, which is my last point. I want you guys to consider thinking about it, because progresses take time. Like I've said, Apple took time to become popular, and BRICS could be the next thing because of its advantage in population and its power in the economy, because there's so much countries in there right now that they stand a huge part in the whole world's economy, GDP. So maybe it might be the next thing, but you'll have to take a while. That's all. Anyways, in simple conclusion, BRICS have added 6 new countries. They want to change the world system. They want more power over the oiling system. They want more power in terms of the reserve currency. Don't want to give US too much power, too much freedom. They don't like that. So that's the conclusion. And just remember, big changes don't happen overnight. Okay? And of course we don't know. They might fail, they might not fail. We never know. The world just can change like the weather. The economy can change like the weather. Anything. People's mood, So yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy. I hope you like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.